Jim, been watching the earnings this morning, and maybe we can start just talking about JPMorgan. Obviously, the numbers came in below expectations, but really going through and listening to Jamie Dimon's comments, kind of running through the numbers that they lay out, it does give you the sense that they have this under control and that they feel pretty okay about where things are headed, even though we knew it was going to be bad numbers.
Right. I mean, the work I've done shows me that they've got this figured out. I know the work that Wilf's done, and Wilf's on the calls can be far superior to my winging it, but I like everything I hear. I think that, like many people, we really don't know what the future is, and it's amazing that anyone kind of gives you a forecast. One of the reasons why we love J&J so much is they basically did give you a forecast. They laid things out. They're spending $250 million on this vaccine. Their midpoint was lowered by about 9%, but frankly, that's exactly what the elective surgery would do. They've got so many. They have 9 drugs that are growing at double-digit pace, and then I think that people are looking at dividend yields. And they gave you a 6% increase in a dividend in a time when I think a lot of people were saying, wait a second, I don't know if my dividend is safe. So J&J, apropos of one of your guests earlier this morning, is making a good case that you should own individual stocks again. Don't own the S&P. You get too much nonsense with the S&P. That's kind of, I'm looking for the old defenders of just do nothing but index investing, because it's not paying off anymore. It's just not.
Joe pointed out to the CFO of Johnson & Johnson earlier, just that stock chart that you're watching on Johnson & Johnson. If you really take a look at that, that is the V-shaped recovery that you're not going to see in a lot of different places. But it is amazing how that stock has rebounded pretty actively.
Well, and I think we got to give it a big premium. I think that this is the kind of stock that you can own. It's got a AAA balance sheet. There are people who are deciding, you know what, some companies I can't invest in because they're too levered to the consumer. Other companies are levered to secular growth trends of drugs that they've developed, and those are viable. And I think that there's going to be a super premium put on certain companies. I want to talk about that tonight on Mad Money. I mean, J&J is an example of, okay, come get us. Come get us with a AAA balance sheet and all these great earnings. Those who think that we can't deliver numbers in this environment, well, why do we raise our dividends so much? And I think the answer is that there's just two tracks. There are companies like what Bobby Kotick was talking about. People are staying at home. The New York Times fabulous video story this morning about how video use is up. There are just two tracks. There's the stuff that people use, and then there's stuff that there's no demand. They can open up all the different states they want. People don't want to go out. They don't want to go out because there's no vaccine.
Yeah. Jim, Jamie Dimon also putting out an update on the PPP, how much money has gone out from JPMorgan. $9.3 billion, they said, has gone out the door to those small businesses to get out there. We all had a lot of questions yesterday about the PPP plan, how this is working. And I have to say, there was a point when yesterday evening when I was thinking, are we going to go back to work before any of this money actually makes its way out the door? I guess it's good to see some real numbers because we haven't had quantified numbers.
Yeah, I was impressed with that. I'm also pretty impressed with the fact that you're going to get a check this week, and that's why Dollar General's up so much, Walmart's up so much, Amazon's up so much. So there are things that are definitely working. I think that to create demand is the real hazard, and we just don't know. But you can keep companies alive until there is demand. And bet that someone does come up with a vaccine or that we get people out of the hospital faster, or remdesivir. We're between a rock and a hard place. We want to open things up. At the same time, we know that we're going to get more people who are sick. Yesterday, there was an amazing collaboration announced between Apple and Google that did a contact trace that I think does not have a civil liberties impingement that is remarkable and makes me feel like I'm going to opt in for that. I'm going to download the app. It's free. So if we have more testing, we don't have enough testing. If we have contact tracing, then I think we're able to start going out. But right now, I think most people are scared.